Welcome back to the Rockets Propaganda Channel. This is another rendition of the Shootin' podcast. I'm your man, AK Infinity. Find me on Twitter at AKInfinity_VVS and wherever the hell else you see down there in the description box below. But today, we got a special guest in the house, my man's Ike from the Sitting Sideways podcast. Let me go ahead and shoot it over to him right quick.
Yo, what's good, man? My name's Ike Cuellar. You can find me on Twitter at Ike Cuellar. That's IKECUELLAR. I'm happy to be here, bro. I appreciate you bringing me on, man. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. That's some Rockets basketball.
Already, man. Well, real quick, man. Let's kind of get into how the Sitting Sideways podcast came about, and you know what I'm saying, everything that went into it, background, and all of that. Let's give us the backstory behind that.
Yeah, man. So a bunch of fans always came together for watch parties. It started, a couple of years ago, and we had a bunch of watch parties that were going on, and I would always show up, to every event. I still do that to this day. Every event that I can go to, I'm there, whether it's a watch party, the actual games, or just anything Rockets related. I always want to be there. But I met a lot of great people along the way, man, like so many good friends. And I met my guy Reezy there. And me and Reezy are the same guy, as far as the Rockets fandom. We love the team the same way. We talk shit, all the time.
Of course.
And another thing is we're both Houston guys. We ride and die Houston sports. We don't switch up. And like I mentioned to you earlier, like we don't do no silly shit like root for the Rockets and then turn around and put a Cowboys jersey on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a cardinal sin. You can't come back from that. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah. So we're in the same wavelength when it comes to stuff like that, man. We just always chop it up, and we don't have like agendas about the team. It's just like a healthy basketball, like relationship that we have. We always chop it up. So we decided to start a podcast, and I got to give him a lot of credit, man, because he was the one that came up with the art of the Sitting Sideways podcast that has the slabs.
With
the two cars and the ketchup and mustard color. I mean, the art is just sick, man. When I saw it, I was like, yes, this is it. You know what I'm saying? And then the Sitting Sideways was, we wanted to pick a name that when people heard it or saw it, the first thing they thought about was Houston, something that embodied the culture of Houston. And what better person than Powwow, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A little clip on the song on there. So it was just perfect, man. My guy Reezy really cooked on that.
Already, man. I'm gonna put the link to that to the channel, the YouTube channel down below in the description box as well. Cause it's an awesome channel, man. Y'all put out good stuff, and it ain't just Rocket stuff over there too. It's text and stuff over there too. Like,
yes, sir.
It's an H-Town podcast, man. Everybody go ahead and make sure y'all go and subscribe to the Sitting Sideways podcast, man. They do good work over there. Good work.
Appreciate you, man.
I've been subscribed for a little bit, man. It just took a little bit for me to just reach out to you and link up about it. You know what I'm saying? And actually put something together. I think I had even mentioned to you on Twitter, like a year ago, that we got to do something together. Yeah. And we just now getting it done, bro. Yeah, because we actually met up in person at the Pacers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, at halftime. We met up at the Pacers game and just decided, I actually reached out to you before then, but we met up in person, like actually at the Pacers game.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Appreciate you for taking the time out to, bless the Shootin' podcast one time. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, man.
Ain't no doubt.
But yeah, man. Let's talk Houston Rockets, man. What are you feeling about the team right now? What's your thoughts? First reaction when I say Houston Rockets. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, we fucking up right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we up. We waited for this for a long time, and I'm talking all my shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We've been, a bad team for a couple of seasons, ever since James left. And it took a while. But like a lot of fans are not built for the rebuild process. But, that's why
at all.
A lot of people on Twitter, yeah, exactly. Because we're in the playoffs every year when James was here, and I know you just hear Twitter all the time with people crying and complaining about shit.
Trying to trade everybody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
One good game, you want to keep them. Next bad game, trade them.
Exactly.
So you're going to trade them after the bad game, right?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Because it's one thing to talk about like trade hypotheticals, you know what I'm saying? But it's another thing when you're just like, man, this guy's trash. Get him off my team. Like that's not
basketball, bro. Like talk about what's happening. What do you see? Okay, he's struggling right now. Let's try to look at why. What's happening? What can he be doing better? What did he used to do that was working for him that he's not doing right now? Is there a reason for that? It's called discourse, healthy discourse.
Yes,
I know I think a lot of the fan base, I think, is like kids though, bro.
Yeah, so I'll give them pass. I mean, everybody young, you know what I'm saying? And they're all Rocket fans, so they're all right with me.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually seen how basketball franchises work for a whole decade. You have a period where you good, then you're gonna have a down period. Like it's ebbs and flows. Like it's not always up, and it ain't always down. Yeah, you got to be balanced, man.
Yeah, you got to take a lot of L's along the way, man, to be good. You know what I mean? But like, back to the team. I'm really blessed just to be a fan of a team that has Amen Thompson and Tari Eason. These guys are just taking over and bringing the juice off the bench, and they don't really play like more than 30 minutes, bro. And they come in, they're so efficient, and they still wreck like the entire game plan of the other team and just shut everybody down. Just blessed to be a part of that, man. Just to see, the team have two wings like that, with really three wings with Dylan. And I feel like that's really been the biggest thing that's helped us this year in terms of the defense, because that's our identity, right? We're a defensive-minded team. And, when somebody even has a bad game like Jalen or Shingun, sometimes it doesn't matter, bro, because these guys are going to come in and play defense. Like, you can't really game plan.
The cleanup crew.
For defense. Yeah, exactly. So Jalen can have a bad game. We still win. You know what I'm saying? Because Dylan caught a heater yesterday. He was balling. You know what I'm saying? So to see things like that, we're in a good place. All the props goes to our coach, man. He got us here. This is the reason why we're, in this position right now. First of all, he said no to James Harden. I don't care what other people say. They said that he wasn't part of that. Yes, he was. He said no.
Of course, he was.
You know what I'm
saying? He said it himself.
Yeah, but some people are like, no, he didn't say that. Like, bro,
it's okay, man.
Yeah,
it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what happens, bro. You build something that it's gonna be sustainable for a long time. Mm-hmm. And just so happy to be here, man, after like 3 losing years. And
man, we really went through it to get to where we are right now, man. We really went through it, and I'm happy I stuck around. I watched every one of them bad games where we was getting blown out by 30, 40 points.
Yeah, man.
Every one of them, I just sit there watching, and my wife would be like, "They lost again, huh?" I just look at them. Nah, it's like that at my house, bro. Like, I watch the Rockets, they know, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't care about y'all right now. This is my first wife, is the Rockets.
No, but that's
first family.
That's a green flag, though. I mean, if you're loyal, you know what I'm saying, to a team that's doing bad, like, that's appreciated from everybody around you, bro. Like, that's a green flag.
Because, man, I grew up on Hakeem. I was still a little youngster when we won the championship, but I remember going to the parade, standing on my daddy's shoulders, waving at Hakeem and Clyde for the second championship. I went to the second championship parade, not the first one, not the New York one, which would probably be the better one because I hate New York. But but yeah, man, I grew up on Hakeem, and then you remember after Hakeem came, remember what kind of blew up our chances at? Well, I wouldn't say our chances at three-peating, but remember we traded away Robert Horry and them to get and Otis Thorpe to get Barkley, and then remember we got Pippen.
Yes, sir.
And we was hoping to, go back to the promised land and do some things. Then stupid Charles Barkley can't close out on John Stockton. Pissed me off.
Man, don't bring that up, man. That hurt really bad.
It did. And then But I went through. But at that time, we were still a relevant franchise and winning. And then after that, we started being bad. And then we had the Francis and Mobley era, where we was not great, but we was exciting. Then Francis had the migraine issues and all that. So we was getting high draft picks. The Eddie Griffin pick. Remember Eddie Griffin?
Yeah, man. He was
RIP.
Not for a minute, man.
He was real good as a rookie, and then I don't know what happened. He kind of fell off. And then Yao Ming came, and we only got Yao Ming because we got the first pick of the draft because we was just that bad.
Yeah,
we was just that bad. And
then like y'all can have it.
Right, and then we started winning again for a little bit, and then we got T-Mac after trading Francis and Mobley and Kelvin Cato, and then next thing you know, we in the playoffs again, we relevant again, and then Yao and T-Mac start getting hurt, so we down a couple of years. We trade the Rudy Gay pick for Shane Battier, then we up again, and then we had the Ron Artest trade, and we was like, yeah, this is the time. And then T-Mac go down again, and then Yao go down, and then we had what's his name, little Aaron Brooks holding it down for a little bit. The Aaron Brooks and Kyle Lowry era, which was fun, but we was always picking 14th, which is not always fun.
We had Luis Scola.
Scola was a dog. Yeah. Like, so I'm saying all that to say we went through all of that. So I've seen the good, the bad, the in between, the ugly, picking first in the draft, you know what I'm saying, picking last in the draft or trading draft picks because you're trying to, win now. I've seen all of that. So all of that gives me like a perspective of just being a balanced fan. Like, I don't overreact to every little thing, every game, good game, bad game. You don't overreact. It's always big picture thinking.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That's because a lot of times when you think about it, we've been spoiled, like you said. We've made the playoffs so many years, and James, not gonna lie, he had us real spoiled, man. We always would win 50 games when James Harden was here. I still got a lot of love for James Harden, man, even though I was mad of the way that he left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think if he would have just stayed, he would have had the same thing that he, had when he went to the other teams. He didn't really win a championship. I mean, if you stay in Houston, everybody loves you here. It's basically your city. We know about the strip. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go out regardless and ball out. So it's right here at home, dog. You might as well have just stayed at home. But, yeah, man, I agree. To go through all those things, as a fan, you just understand that it's going to take a long time, to build something that's sustainable. And we want to win multiple championships, not just one. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to take a minute.
Yeah, and then I remember when we switched over from Carol Dawson to RP Carol Dawson, by the way, to Daryl Morey, and then the analytics stuff, and then the barrage of shooting threes from everywhere, and then Tony came in and was blasting even more threes all over the place. Just so many different things. Like, the NBA has changed so much from when I was a kid, from everybody being a post-up player to now post-up players are shooting threes and all of this craziness. Like, it's just wild, bro. Like, basketball is like that. Like, it's like life, bro. It's ebbs and flows, it's ups and downs, it's your good days and the bad days. Then you look back on everything and it's supposed to make you better today. Like these young guys right now on the team, all 7 of them. They've had they're either having their bad times or they're going to have some worse times, but they're gonna come out better for it on the other end. Because that's what being a young player is. I think people forget our best players are the young guys. Honestly. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I kind of agree. I agree with you on the mandatory thing, though, man. Like, them boys are terrorists.
So I wanna ask you this, man, because they sent Cam back to the G League, and I heard a lot of discourse on the timeline about he should be getting minutes, this, that, and the other. But right now, the way that Dylan Brooks is playing, like there's not really a whole lot of minutes there, man. I think Dylan is one of the biggest reasons why we're playing so well. I think the duel between the two players that are on the court, when it's Dylan and Şengün, they have a crazy net rating. I think it's like 21 point something, but it's mainly because of the plus that Dillon brings when he comes onto the court, from everything that he does. And when he's hitting his threes, I mean, you can't sit him down, bro. He's going to lock up the other team.
And we're a different team.
Yeah, absolutely. So now sometimes you might have Dillon, Tari, and Amen on the court at the same time. Dog, nobody's scoring on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Şengün's a better defensive player this year. Ime talked about it before. We heard him say before. Mm-hmm. And like the defense is there, and that's who we are. And I think, like you mentioned earlier, we have these young guys on the team now, but what a perfect situation to come into with Ime as your coach, because before anything, he's going to make your ass play defense.
Of course. You can't see the floor without playing defense.
Yeah. So that's going to unlock the offense on the other side, in my opinion. So we're in a good place right now with these young guys.
Yeah, big facts, big facts. As far as the Cam Whitmore thing, though, we got to remember, man, when we started to reel off a bunch of wins, that's when we sat Cam. Mm-hmm. I think it's just the whole 10-man rotation thing. It's just easier to do 9, especially with how versatile everybody else is. Cam coming to game. Cam is pretty, out of everybody on the team, he's probably he may be the most one-dimensional, I would say. So if he ain't scoring, that's just about it. What is he doing out there? If he ain't hitting his shots, what else is he doing? He ain't really facilitating like that. His one-on-one defense is cool, but everybody else is so much better defender that it doesn't even matter. He's not his jumper. I don't know what happened to his jumper, but his jumper is. I think he left that thing in 2023 or something, bro. That thing is
struggling
bad
right now. Yeah.
It's all bad. And then there's some backstage stuff that kind of went through the grapevine for a little bit. I don't know if you know about it. I don't know if I should say anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's some background noise that he's kind of put himself in. I don't really, on one hand I believe it, on the other hand I'm like, I don't want to believe it, but it might be true. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he's still a young guy, man. He's 20. He can't even drink yet.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Not legally, so
yeah.
Give him time, man. If Cam ends up getting in the rotation again, it's because he earned it. Mm-hmm. Period. And that's how you want it to be, though. You don't want to really just be giving guys stuff. They got to earn it. And then people, there's this thing about who should start and who shouldn't. It's about who's getting the lion's share of the minutes. It's whoever's playing the best. Whoever's starting, who don't, whatever. Okay, people wanted Jabari to sit down and not start. Then he reeled off 4 good games, and then they just got quiet. And then 1 bad game. Okay, now bench him again. That's not how it works. This is not a video game. These are humans. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but what's your thoughts on that, man? What's your thoughts on this whole starting versus coming off the bench thing, though?
For everybody or somebody in particular? Well, I think the starting lineup right now has been better recently. When it started the season, they weren't playing that good together. But, that's why you have Amen and Tari bringing that juice off the bench. They come in and just make your team, more efficient, respectable. You're not able to score on us that easy. Yeah, the pace is picked up. You're right. And so I'm not really too worried about all that noise, man, because I think if you were to bench Jabari, it could affect his confidence, man. These are young guys. It's somebody that kids, you know what I mean? So, and he's been playing well lately. I mean, it was if he's making his 3-point shots, bro, just give me 2 or 3 of them a night, then that's really all we need just to get some more spacing on the floor and open up the floor for other guys. But with last night, or I think it was the game prior to the Pacers game. He was on fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think he was 23 or 25 points he had. So, great signs, you know what I'm saying, coming from Jabari that, he never lost his confidence. Just keep shooting the rock, man. They're going to go down eventually, man. Just keep that confidence up, because I always felt like it was a mental thing with him.
Yeah.
When it comes to his jump shot, you know what I'm saying? The defense is there. He can switch to any guy and be serviceable in that role, but just stay confident with the shot, and I think everything will be fine, man, with him.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think so. Jabari is one of those guys that, you know what I'm saying, he needs to be spoon-fed his attempts as far as, you know, how he scores, and that won't really serve him coming off the bench like that. It just won't, because who's gonna feed him like that coming off the bench? That's one. And then two, if when it comes to these young guys, as you said, yeah, you bench them, and that could screw with them because it's seen as a demotion. But we also got to remember, it's a chemistry thing. Like, you can't just switch roles every freaking game just because somebody played good or bad the previous game. Like, it's a rhythm thing. Like, these guys know what is expected of them every game from game to game. There's guys who will tell you that they play better coming off the bench. Jamal Crawford talked about this. He said he preferred to come off the bench because he could, you know, kind of see the game, see how the game's being played, and then he know what to do when he coming in. And then there's guys who they're better starting because they're rhythm guys, and you got to get that lather, you got to get that sweat going, and then you know what I'm saying, you finish off strong. Like, there's just guys that's like that, and people have to remember. See, when you see guys like Amen and Tari, it don't matter if they start or not.
Yeah,
because they go get theirs however the game calls for it. They can go get theirs. When it comes to Jabari, not necessarily like that. He needs more of a structured environment.
Yeah.
He's not a chaotic kind of guy.
And I think it'll be, the game will slow down for him a lot too once we find little plays for him here and there to get him involved in the offense, you know, to get his shots where he, like, kind of in the mid-range area. And once that, you know what I'm saying, he starts kind of finding this niche there, I think he's going to be a better player for it. But he's been balling out, man. So I have no complaints on Jabari Smith right now, man. Just keep doing your thing. But I wanted to ask you, bro, what do you think about if Ime was to start, let's just say, Amen, or I would say Tari over Jabari? Like, how would that look? Because sometimes you got to make adjustments. I trust Ime in whatever decision he makes. He obviously knows basketball than all of us. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think if that happens? What do you think that can do for the starting lineup? Because he could say something like, look, you're not going to start this game, but you're still going to get starter minutes. Mm-hmm. So, like, if a coach tells me that, I'm fine with it. Like, as long as I get my minutes and I get hot and you leave me in the fourth quarter, I have no complaints. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's different. So if this question, I'm going to answer it in two ways. Had Jabari started his career off the bench, I think it won't change as much as far as him knowing how to come off the bench this early. I think the starters will be probably better. However, I think it's a net negative if Jabari is to come off the bench, because now you're asking him to do things he really can't do yet.
Yeah.
Because you would expect him to go out there and go get shots for himself. Obviously, some people will say, hey, he can get more shots, but he's a guy who needs him to get set up. Who's going to set him up like that off the bench? Reed Shepherd hasn't really shown that he's ready for that quite yet. I think he and Jabari actually have good. I said Jabari, Jalen and Jabari actually have good chemistry. So if you want to say, you know, Jabari come off the bench and then Jalen go to the bench early and then come back in the game with Jabari again, and they can have a little two-man game going. Okay, I can see that, but you got to do all kind of chemistry and calculus to try to get that to work. When you messing with a formula right now that's actually working for us. Mm-hmm. Like, if it'd be different if we were losing, you know what I'm saying? It'd be different if we weren't winning it like we are, because we winning regardless of whatever people say about strength of schedule and this and that. We blowing teams out that we're supposed to blow out. That's the bottom line. So we doing what we riding part where we're supposed to be. Now, if we were losing or struggling to eke out wins against bad teams, then you can make the argument that, okay, we can afford to try something different, because right now what we're doing is not working. Jabari, let me have you come off the bench for a few games. But once you do that, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen nobody put toothpaste back in the tube before.
I feel that.
Yeah, so again, Jabari needs the structure of their starting lineup more than Tari would. Tari gonna do what Tari does regardless.
At all times,
yeah. And same thing with a man. But I think it turns into a net negative when you start trying to bench Jabari. And then even earlier in the season, people was trying to bench Dylan Brooks. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's another guy that needs a structured environment. Like the offense, a lot of when you have in their starting lineup, most starting lineups are more about structure. And then when your bench come in, it's chaos. That's usually how it works on most teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can start off chaos, but your bench got to be chaos too. You don't really want your structure guys coming off the bench like that because it's rhythm. Like structure requires some rhythm. You don't want to know what you are supposed to do when you go out there.
Yeah, man.
Jabari off the bench, you're gonna be lost.
Yeah, I agree because we all know that our bread and butter is really, Fred and Şengün in the pick and roll. Like when we need a bucket, that's mainly like our go-to play. Unless Jalen's like on a heater, then we go to Jalen and Şengün pick and roll. But I just feel like Şengün is our best player on the team with the ability to pass and score and becoming a better defender. He should be an all-star this year, bro. In my opinion, the way he's been playing lately.
But yeah, by the time February come around, I think his numbers will be up to where you can say, all right, get him that all-star nod.
Yeah, man, because he's been scoring and passing the last couple of seasons, and now he's become a better defender, and that's really the whole package, man. You know what I'm saying? I would like for him. He obviously shoots threes when he's open, but I think he should look for that shot a little bit more often because I think he's a serviceable three-point shooter. I think he can make him at a consistent rate, but his bread and butter is down there in the paint and cooking dudes in the post, man. All them Turkish moves and all these crazy shots, having these dudes looking like lost, bro. They don't know what hit them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when he plays against defenders that are not disciplined, he cooked them all day. But then you come across a Miles Turner or what's another guy that had on Brook Lopez.
Yeah,
and you can't really pull all of that off against them. So you got to use him a little differently when you play teams like that. Mm-hmm. So when we started to put him at the elbow and just run quote unquote shin hub offense, everybody just cutting off of him, moving and cutting, run split action here, flare screen over there on the other side on the back side. When we do some more of that, I think the offense looks a whole lot better anyway, regardless of Şengün has a favorable matchup in the post or not. I think that should be our base offense instead of the whole pick and roll thing, because that thing gets boring and becomes easy to guard. I'm looking at the pick and roll numbers right now. So for ball handler scoring on the ball with the ball handler, we 75th percentile, but we don't really run it that much. Let me take that back. So we're 79th percentile, which means we upper we top 10, and we scoring 0.91 points per possession on those plays when it's the ball handler scoring, like it's probably Jalen or Fred. Now roll man, we are middle of the pack, 41 percentile, and our points per possession on that is 1.2. 1.02. Yeah, we like middle of the pack on that. So I don't know how much of that we want to continue to run if we just gonna be so mid on that. That's why I say that whole pick and roll man offense that we like to run, bro, it needs to be. We don't need to do it too much. We can, do it in spots, but not so much. And then post up, we also middle of the pack to damn near bottom half. Yeah. And then we had 0.93 points per possession. So the way we use Şengün, I think is not as efficient as it should be.
Yeah. And I think when other teams figure it out and, we're not being successful with the pick and roll, we just do other creative stuff like, dribble handoffs where, the point guards or the ball handlers, like you said, have the they're the ones making the decision coming off. Once they get that handoff from Şengün coming off, and then you can create a little bit more, whether you take it to the rack or kick it back out to Şengün for a wide open shot. Things like that, just to get like creative if the pick and roll is not working for you.
Yeah, there's certain matchups where it's gonna work time after time after time, but people starting to pick up on that. They tired of Şengün dogging them. So I think we do the whole offense justice when we're running more DHOs and things like that. Because everybody eats. Because this communist offense that Ime likes to run where everybody's eating and all that. I get what he's trying to do. But at the end of the day, we still need a hierarchy. Like we need to know, hey,
there should be a guy that you could just, give him the ball and just take over, like get you a bucket.
Now I'll say this: Jalen has been very clutch in the fourth quarters. Like he's still one of the top players in fourth quarter scoring in the league, despite whatever efficiency problems people might have, whatever. But I think we need to get more two-man game with him and Şengün going, because to me, man, it should be unstoppable. It should be. It's not quite there yet, but it should be unstoppable. But I also don't think they have enough. They don't force the issue too much like they should. I think they should force a more two-man game with Şengün and Jalen, and then have Fred playing off the ball since he's the better shooter in the start line. Him and Dylan, they both can shoot their thing, and then Jabari. That's why Şengün and Jalen need to be the ones, forcing the issue as far as the two-man game goes, because whichever one of them decides to make a different decision and kick it out to shooters, it's gonna be money, because everybody else in the start lineup can shoot. Just Şengün and Jalen, they're just not the best shooters in the start lineup. So that's just my opinion, man. Then again, Ime probably trying to figure something out. He has switched it up a little bit from the first couple of weeks. He switched it up, and it's looking better, I would say. It looks more crisp. Looks like they've been practicing. But we'll see when we play against better teams how that continues to look, as the season goes on.
Yeah, man, that's why I think it was a blessing in disguise to start the season with, like some tough teams, because they got us to this point. And we're the third best team in the West right now. We're third seed. Yes. And we're like basically a top 5 team in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, we are. We're the 5th in net rating. To me, that's the most important stat.
Yeah, man. So, because that means that you're doing it on both ends. It's not just offense that you're cooking. You're just defensive team. You're finding a way to put everything together, and now you're building something. So, to be here, yeah, man, we waited for this. Like I always say all the time, and I used to pray for times like this. You know what I mean?
I Meek Mill.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. What's your So, what was your preseason predictions as far as like wins this season?
I believe I had 45 wins for this year. I thought that was basically like an easy guess for me because of how well we played last year. But I think, we definitely are going to get 45 wins. That was my preseason prediction, 45 wins. But now it's looking like 50, man. To me, it's looking like 50 for sure. What about you? Yeah,
I was at 48 before the season started. I'm still at 48 wins.
Okay.
I'm tempted to bump that up a little bit because but I know, it's a long season. Guys get nicked up, roll an ankle here and there. Things happen.
Yeah.
What's really getting me though is I'm looking at how we started the season so far, and I'm looking at last season. Damn, Tari was hurt. Amen was out for a little bit. How different would it have looked last season had they been healthy?
Oh, we would have made the playoffs, bro. Like, I know Amen got hurt early.
Yeah.
And then we basically didn't have Tari for I want to say 75% of the season.
Yeah, he only played like 20 games.
Yeah.
He only played like 20 games.
So
21 games, something like that.
Yeah, man, you're missing your 2 best defensive players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the difference right there. You put those 2 guys in. You saw the Warriors game. We were down 31 and almost came back and won thing.
They came in looking like Pippen and Jordan, boy.
Yeah. Tari, that was a Tari game. And for Tari to show up like that too after last year when he was talking shit to Draymond, was everything to me, bro. Like he backed it up. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he was saying, and we're just like, if we could just have those two guys healthy for this entire season, we're gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah, bro. I think they still building chemistry too.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we seeing right now, I don't even think this is the best version of the Rockets. I don't think so, because we winning, and a lot of times we winning big, and there's a lot of times I'm watching, I'm like, we really shouldn't even be up by this much. We really shouldn't. The game should be a lot closer. If you look, like, for everybody to be watching my pregame lives with the rest of the Rockets round robin crew, almost every game I'm like, this should be it's probably gonna end up being a close game. And then you watch, and then they start to separate themselves, and I'm like, as bad as a three-point shooting team as we are, as bad as an offensive team as we are, somehow our offensive rating is still 11th to 12th. Let me verify. I think we might be 11th. I think. Let me look this up right quick.
Yeah, we're around like the top 10. Like,
we
11.
are 12th. Yeah, we right behind Denver. Minnesota's up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Minnesota is 10th. So we're right behind Denver in offensive rating somehow. But I did a breakdown video on why I think the offensive rating is what it is, why it's higher than it looks from the eye test perspective. So it's a few things. So it's offensive rebounds, number one. We have, I think, the top rebound percentage in the NBA. So we get the most available rebounds every game. That's 2. And then 3, we don't turn the ball over a lot. 4, we turn other teams over a whole lot. So what happens is we end up getting so many more possessions, so many extra cracks at it, that, you know what I'm saying, we probably get like hot for like 5 minutes, and it makes the overall offensive rating look good when it's not really that good. Because you look at the 3-point shooting percentage, boy, we ain't got no business being in the top 15 in offensive rating the way we shoot threes.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. It really comes down to the 3-ball, man, because we're not a good 3-point shooting team. We need some shooters on the team, and, you know, hopefully Reed Shepherd gets, you know, the confidence going. He's been playing better lately here, shooting more 3-pointers. But I think once we become a better 3-point shooting team, that's going to bump that up a little bit more. It's just we haven't been able to be consistent on that. You know what I mean?
We streaky too. We might have a quarter where we knocking them all down, and then that's it. Like Jalen the other night against Portland. First half, couldn't be stopped. Second half, just forget about it. He left his jump shot in the first half.
Okay,
it'd be stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I wanted to talk about this, bro, if you don't mind. This is a perfect podcast to talk about Jalen's dunk over Cade. This is one of the best dunks I've ever seen before. I wanted to get your opinion. Which dunk do you think was better, that one or last year's versus Portland? They had it on Simons.
I think the Simons one was more disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cade one had like more significance because them two have been having beef since high school. Yeah. They don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me is funny because I think them two would play like super well together.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll like each other. And then Cade went first, Jalen went second. I put a tweet out there. I said Jalen took their first pick out overall from Cade after that.
Oh yeah.
He's been waiting to do that for years.
That's where he snatched his chain, bro. Like after that, he just like snatched his chain.
Yeah, definitely snatched his chain for real.
But the thing to me that was disrespectful is why in that moment do you jump? I get it because you're already in the bad spot. So you try to block the shot, but it's Jalen Green, bro. Like, have you not seen his dunks? You're gonna get your ass dunked on. I wouldn't have jumped. I would have fouled him as hard as possible, like held his arms down or something. I don't know if it would have worked, but I'm not getting dunked on like that, bro. Hell no.
Man, here's the secret to not getting dunked on. You just go for the elbow, especially if they're like a one-hand dunker, they're not a two-hand dunker.
Yeah.
All right, if they're right-handed, just go for their right elbow. If they're left-handed, go for the left elbow. They're not gonna dunk it. And if they dunk it after that, shake their hand and move on, bro. I ain't getting dunked on like that, though. I'm going, give me that elbow, though. Snatch your elbow away. You're not dunking on me, punk.
No, but I agree with you that the one last year was more disrespectful and more
disrespectful,
forceful, and like shaking the rim type shit. Like it was something to see, and
he had a good game that game, like a really good game.
Yeah. And NBA was, you know what I'm saying, they've just been weird about certain situations, because when Jalen had that dunk over Cade, guys get emotional and they start yelling or flexing, whatever they do, and they give him a tech, and I'm like, bro, that's weak. You're killing the moment. You're killing the moment. Like,
and you wonder why you got ratings problems, because you're making the game soft.
Exactly.
Adam Silver, Adam Bronze. You making the game soft. Bro, what's up with that, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't hear your fans. You don't listen to your fans complain about these things. You don't want to address all of this. You don't want to address the fans complaining about players still trying to not play 82 games somehow, some way. Players are soft. You're not letting nobody play defense. There's a big portion of the fan base that actually does like to see defense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you alienating that part of the fan base too? And then why does your media always make it seem like if you don't win a championship, you're worthless?
Yeah. Like,
I think to me, that's the biggest thing, bro. Like, so, because when you talk like that, you're telling the fan base, hey, these games during the season, they don't matter. Tuesday night in November doesn't matter. Why doesn't it? Because it adds up in the end. Every game freaking matters, bro. Every game. You can't sit there and tell your fans, this team, Charlotte, we're not gonna cover them because it's Charlotte. All right, but at the same time, you getting mad that people are not watching when Charlotte is playing, like if they're on a national televised game. Okay, now they're not gonna tune in because you told us that a team is insignificant because you don't want to talk about them. But you want to talk about Bronny and LeBron every single day.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard more about the South Bay Lakers than I have about the Sacramento Kings.
Oh my God, that's pathetic.
Like, what is that about, bro? Like, I don't like that, bro. Like, and I've had this problem with the NBA media for decades. They've done this thing started. I think it really started with Skip Bayless and this comparing him to MJ thing. I'm an MJ guy myself, but Skip Bayless just took this thing way over the top, and it's to a point where now, if you look, this is how NBA fans speak now.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will be having a great MVP season, and rings. It doesn't matter if you don't win it all. Really? So we're just gonna act like Charles Barkley ain't a Hall of Famer because he didn't win a ring? Like, this is stupid. Like, we gotta stop that. To me, I think it's bad discourse, and I think it's lazy. And then a lot of these dudes on national TV, these national media guys, they'll tell you they don't even watch games. Yeah, you can tell from how they talk.
Exactly. Like I feel like some of the best media are the guys that actually do podcasts.
Yes.
NBA, like Zach Lowe, Tim Leggs.
Yeah,
those
they
guys
watch games.
Yeah, they actually have breakdowns of what happened and why someone is playing as good as they are, and they have solutions or suggestions about what teams should do. Some of these guys, like, First Take or NBA, it's just all LeBron this, LeBron that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we don't care about LeBron or trade rumors. Man, y'all that lazy, bro.
For real.
Hey, it's laziness to me, man. I just think it's too lazy, and I think it's quite honestly it's disrespectful. And this is why independent creators are blowing up. They the ones taking all of these national TV ratings because y'all not doing y'all job. Mm-hmm. Don't get mad at them. Get mad at you. Do better. Don't complain about your competition. Do better.
Facts. One thing that I always appreciated about you, bro, is that I always saw that you were a LeBron hater, and I was like, that's my guy right there. Because I'm just like that. Like, I appreciate, that's a true hater right there. And I'm like that myself. Like, whenever I see something that's like lame, like, let's move on from this. There's better competition, better things to talk about right now in the NBA. Like, give me a team that's building something, building a contender.
Right.
Talk about OKC shit. I hate OKC, but like, look at the
but talk about them.
Shit. Yeah, like they're number 1 or number 2.
Talk about the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
talk
man.
about talk about Detroit.
Yeah,
Talk about Orlando Magic.
The Magic.
Talk about the Hawks.
Lakers. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Like that. Yeah, man. So I always appreciate that about you because I was like, man, me and bro on the same wavelength. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that.
And I wasn't always like that either, man. I actually used to be a big LeBron guy. Like my second ever dunk was in LeBron shoes. Like I used to be a big LeBron guy, and then when I started to see his behavior and how he was moving, especially with how it seemed like he was always trying to control the narrative in the media, and his passive aggressiveness and his narcissistic attitude about stuff, I was like, bruh, like, what is all that about? Like, who do you think you are, dog?
Yeah.
Like, you really want to be seen above Jordan that bad to where you gotta go and create your own little agency. Let's not kid ourselves, bro. Clutch Sports is owned by LeBron.
Yeah,
not kid ourselves, bro.
Absolutely.
So you take it to that point to where now you got an agency, and now your agency has clients in the media. So now you make sure that these guys are out there doing your bidding on the low.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the moment they say anything that you don't like, either they getting cut or something gonna happen to them, or they get fired from wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? Or you unfollow them on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, like weak stuff like that. Like, bro, you act like you can't take criticism. Imagine playing with somebody on the same team and everything that go wrong is you, but everything that go right is them. Really?
Exactly. And nobody ever talks about too. Remember the times where the game's not even over and bro's already in the locker room, like he's walking out of the court.
That have been somebody like James Harden.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like when I saw how they tried to spin a narrative. Remember when James Harden won that MVP, they started trying to spin a narrative talking about, well, LeBron's totals are higher than James Harden. But we got like 10 less wins. I thought winning was important. That's what y'all told me.
Nah, man, James Harden, what James was doing was magical, bro. Like he was breaking records that had Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain on them. Like he was in that company. But
they was trying to give LeBron, they was trying to make a case for LeBron to win the MVP that season.
Oh yeah, they always do. Yeah.
I was like, what are y'all talking? What are we doing now, bro? Like, what are we really doing? Like, how much do we really gotta swing off this man's nutsack every freaking day? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's annoying, bro. It gets annoying. It gets tiring because now people are talking about, well, we don't know what we're going to do when LeBron is gone. Well, y'all never set it up like that. Y'all never set up nobody else to take the mantle. Y'all only want to talk about LeBron all the time. And then now that he getting old, and y'all know he's going to be out of there, and now ratings is falling. You remember that nonsense he was talking about last year? Was it last year or the year before last? Where he was talking about, I don't know. I got to think about if this is going to be my last game. Man, get out of here, bro. We all knew you was coming back. We know you like attention too much. You can't get it. You can't run from it.
Yes, bro. It was right after they lost, and it's like,
yeah,
everybody don't talk
like
about the loss.
Retire.
Don't talk about the loss. Talk about me, not potentially not coming back. And I'm like, bro, get out of here. Like,
right.
You know,
anytime somebody else do something, you want to interject yourself. You want to get a piece of that credit, bro. How bruised is your ego? Like, how low is your self-esteem, bro? Did your mama not hug you as a kid enough?
Oh my God.
Dog, man. Dudes like that, I'm telling you, dudes like that have not been hugged enough in life, bro. There's no way.
But you know what? I was a fan of LeBron when he was in Cleveland. And, you know, especially the first time around.
The first time around, I was.
Okay. Because they were playing the Warriors. Remember they had Kyrie and they came back.
Yeah, I wanted them to beat the Warriors because I was tired of them.
Yeah. So that series, like, I probably give LeBron the most credit for that championship, man. Because that was the real one, sure. You know. And Kyrie hit the big shot. LeBron had the block. So I still give him credit. Like, is he one of the best players to ever play? Yes, but like,
of course,
I'm sick and tired of talking about this guy every
day, as if there's not other players. Why are we not talking more about what Giannis is out here doing? Okay, the team ain't winning like they probably should, but they starting to pick it up as of late. But why are we not talking about what Giannis is doing out there, bro?
Yep.
Have you seen what we saw it? They beat the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Giannis is out there balling. Why are we not giving that in? Why are we talking more about Bronny than we are about Giannis.
They're just delusional, man. You know how it is. It's all media ratings driven.
Ratings are low.
Yeah.
Who fault is that?
Exactly.
You gonna blame you? So you really gonna sit there and blame the fans for picking better stuff to watch?
But I wanted to ask you, man, before I forget, to get back to the team.
Yeah.
What was your favorite memory as a Houston Rocket fan? Like, what game do you remember? Like it was yesterday. That you know what I'm saying? It was probably like your best memory as a fan.
Hakeem Olajuwon schooling the absolute hell out of David Robinson.
Thanks, bro. That's
as a kid, I was watching that and I was like, "Oh no, this is disrespectful. He probably should fight him after the game. Like, you can't go home to your wife and look her in the eye and think she see you the same after getting done up like that. Nah, you got to go get your manhood back, bro. You got to go get your manhood back."
But
he took David Robinson's balls, bro. Took him, put it in his pocket, went home.
But you know what? In the way I give David Robinson some credit, because after the series was over, he said, "You know what? Like, I actually think that I did a really good job on him." You remember him saying that?
Bro. I remember that.
And he was just like shaking his head, and I'm like, if you say that, like, if you just like be front of, like straight up about it, like I just got cooked and I did everything I could. That's respect right there, bro. Because he's just saying like Hakeem was taking over. So, yeah, man. But
that's what he get for taking the MVP when you ain't deserve it. That's what's supposed to happen to you.
Exactly. But my favorite memory as a Rocket fan was the series when we played the Clippers when we came back from 3-1.
Oh, that was a good one too. That's up there. It might be top 5. Specifically Game 6. With Josh Smith turned into Ray Allen. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. That game right there was my favorite memory as a Rocket fan. We were down by like 20, and they weren't guarding him. They weren't respecting him. And he was like, "Okay,
yeah,
you guys gonna leave me out?"
Taking trick shots and all of that.
Yes.
Now look at him.
Shout out to Corey Brewer too, man. He was a big part of that comeback. Jason Terry, and if you remember, James wasn't on the court for that fourth quarter. You know what I mean? And then after that, we came back to Houston, Game 7 and won.
Yeah, James did his thing in that Game 7. He was like, "All right, y'all had the last chance to get us up out of here, but we good now. Y'all can go home."
Yeah, man. And the T-shirt that they gave away for that Game 7 at Toyota Center says "Clutch City." It's in cursive, ketchup and mustard. Mm-hmm. One of the best shirts, man, that they've ever made, in my opinion, and just great memories, man. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was dope for real, man. That was dope. I'm trying to think. What's the second one? Oh, one moment was the Hakeem Olajuwon block on John Starks in Game 7.
Yes, that saved us. Bro. Yeah, that saved us. I was just talking about that.
You see, this is what I mean by the NBA media is trash. Tell me that's not one of the greatest block shots in NBA history. They literally never talk about it, bro. Mm-hmm. They talk about LeBron's block though. Which one had more significance? This was a game winner. That dog. If you look at the trajectory of that shot,
that was going in. That was going in.
It was going in, bro. John Starks used to be a bad dude back in the gap. Yeah. Some of y'all watching right now, there was a dude named John Starks who used to play for the Knicks. Little 6'1", 6'2" guard. That boy was electric. I mean, he wasn't a Hall of Famer. But if he played in today's game, think Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Think Jamal Murray. Yeah, he was like that. Except he struck fear in people's hearts. Like, matter of fact, quick disclosure, bro. I'm ashamed to say it now, but I was a kid. I ain't know no better. You remember NBA Jam?
Yes.
I used to play with John Starks and Patrick Ewing. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I mean, sometimes you play with whoever you want to play, bro. I mean, that's just whoever's like good at the time, and you know what I'm saying. That's who you play well with. That's who you fit. It's just a video game.
That was the squad back there. And then the other one was Alonzo Mourning and Glenn Rice with the Charlotte Hornets. That's how back I go, bro. Like I was on it, bro. Like, I've been an NBA head my whole life, boy.
No, me too. Glenn Rice was a shooter, dog. People forget that. He was a shooter.
Rocket, by the way. Yeah.
Rockets legend.
I think he got up to number 3 in the Rockets jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, he got up to number 3 in the all-time makes in the Rockets jersey. He way down there now. Imagine if a dude like that was playing today. Boy, Glenn Rice used to come into every game with a bazooka.
Yep.
And folks knew you gotta get him.
Yep.
Reggie was like that. Allen Houston was like that. There's a lot of dudes back in the gap that was like that. Remember Damon Stoudemire? There's a lot of dudes who you had to pick them up.
Mighty Mouse.
Otherwise, you was gonna pay for it. Yeah, Mighty Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you was gonna pay for it. I look, boy. Every time I talk about the old '90s ball, man, I be feeling old, bro.
No, I mean that was some of the best times in basketball, though. You know what I mean?
Man. It was exciting. Everybody was relevant. They talked about all of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody was crying about ratings when ratings were down because you wasn't always talking about Jordan back then. Like as big as Jordan was, they talked about other things besides Jordan.
So what was your first jersey you ever owned?
It might have been I think it was maybe a Francis jersey.
Steve Francis?
Yeah, I think it was a Francis jersey. I think that may have been the first one. You ain't gonna guess the second one though. You gonna laugh.
Is it a Rockets jersey?
It's a Rockets jersey. Find nobody else jersey? Nope.
Yao Ming.
Nope.
Let's see.
One more guess, bro.
James Harden.
Nope, that was the third. The second one was Jeremy Lin.
Okay. I would have never guessed that.
You would have never guessed that, bro.
Yeah.
You would have never guessed that. Yeah.
My first jersey that I ever owned was crazy, dude, because it was Charles Barkley, Rockets jersey. Yeah. And like, I don't know if you remember back in the day, they had a rocket shop at Memorial City Mall, and they had everything there. I mean, it was one of my favorite stores as a kid growing up, because you walked in there and you just felt like you were there, like at the Compact Center. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what they switched it to after from the Summit.
From the Summit,
yeah.
And now it's Lakewood Church.
Yeah, no. But yeah, man, that was the first jersey I owned, and then after that was just Akeem and Clyde. But when I started watching the team, I didn't even know they won championships. That was like 8 years old or something. Then I started doing, you know what I'm saying, my homework and everything, and I was like, I just miss like the back-to-back championships. You know what I'm saying?
ESPN Classic used to play them. They used to like in the summertime after the games or leading up to the finals. I think they used to play like a lot of during the daytime. They used to play like a lot of old finals games.
Yeah, man.
And, I used to go back and watch all of those all the time when I see it on ESPN Classic. I don't think ESPN Classic's still around, is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's dissolved.
But yeah. I love the Rockets before I knew that they won championships, man. Just to, you know what I'm saying? Just to be clear. And some people would be like, oh, you just started following them because they won right now. I'm like, nah, like I just wanted to root for my team.
Yeah, man. The Rockets used to be the squad in town, bro. Like it was everything in Houston, man. Especially after the Oilers had left.
Yes.
Yeah, the Rockets was everything because the Astros was so bad.
Yeah,
Astros was bad. I mean, we had Craig Biggio and what's his
Bagwell
name? And Jeff Bagwell. Yeah, but outside of them two, we nothing.
Yeah.
See, this is what I need everybody to think to remember. In the state of Texas, the Rockets is everybody's daddy. We won the first championship. Okay, before the Mavericks, before the Spurs, we was y'all daddy. We showed y'all the way. We showed y'all how to win and we showed y'all how to lose. And y'all been good at doing both ever since. So please watch your mouth, okay?
Yeah.
We was the first. I don't care how many championships the Spurs got. I don't care how much better the Mavericks have been since the 2000s and all that. I don't care about all that. We showed y'all the way. We are your daddy. And when we say you grounded, right now, both of y'all grounded. Y'all on punishment. And you need to write me a paper on why you should come out of punishment. Yeah,
oh my God.
That's right. That's right.
Because like I don't care how many championships the Spurs win, bro. Like nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch that brand of basketball.
Right.
Swagless team, boring basketball.
They don't have no memorable games. The most memorable game that they had was the one they lost.
Yep.
The one against Miami. Ray Allen came to save LeBron's ass.
That crushed them, bro. They won a championship the next year, but I was like, you could have had one more if you just got a fucking rebound. You know what I mean?
And really, I hate to go back on this LeBron thing again. I know people say, oh, he's the greatest ever. Nobody can even spot to me when he passed Tim Duncan, when he passed Kobe, when he passed Kareem. When did you pass them?
Yeah.
You got 5. You got 4 titles.
He never passed Kobe, dog. Like
when did he pass Magic?
Never.
I only named people with more championships than him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when did he pass? But anyway, man, I know somebody probably going, dox my address and come looking for me. You know how these LeBron zealots are, bro. Like,
yeah, like, and they're like, oh, this guy's a hater because he doesn't like LeBron.
I don't have to like LeBron. I don't have to like anybody.
Exactly.
I like my Rockets.
Yep.
I like my Alperen Sengun. That's what I like. I like Jalen Green. I like Fred VanVleet. I don't have to like none of y'all players, bro. Now, there's a lot of players around. Matter of fact, let me ask you this. Outside the Rockets, who's your favorite player? Some people already know who my favorite player outside the Rockets is. Who's your favorite player outside the Rockets?
I never really thought about that.
You a true Houston head, boy.
Yeah. Let's see. If I had to pick, definitely nobody in Texas for sure. I'll probably have to say maybe Anthony Edwards, just because of how tough he is, and you know what I'm saying. I know, like, people were comparing him to Michael Jordan last year, which we need to pump the brakes on that because he still hasn't done nothing.
I appreciated them covering him like that though, because you got to pump somebody else up besides LeBron. Like, pump up these other players like that, please.
Yeah. But he came through it a lot of times, man. And I was disappointed that they lost to the Mavs, but he's been getting better, as a younger player. Mm-hmm. And if we could just get Jalen close to that a little bit, man, I think, man, we're gonna show up and make some noise here in the playoffs this year for sure.
Jalen needs to do one of two things, or both. He needs to either A, be a better shooter, or B, drive to the basket more. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't not do either one and just be getting your buckets however you get them. Just depend on being hot for a quarter or two.
Yeah,
he need to get something. He needs to have a go-to move. He don't have a go-to move yet. He don't have that old faithful move, that reliable. We don't know what he's known for as far as a basketball move. What is his bag?
Yeah, he needs a bag for sure.
Yeah. We don't see that yet. Once he develops just one move that he can master, it'll change everything for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then you can develop counters and all of that. See, Hakeem had the dream shake, but you knew the dream shake was coming. He's gonna hit you with an up and under. He's gonna hit you with a jump hook. You know what I'm saying? He had counters after that. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have that one move that you have mastered. That one shot. If you take this shot, defense just gotta shake your hand and go down the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, until he does that, his ceiling is gonna be limited. But I do believe in him. He does work. He puts in the work for sure. I've never heard nobody call him lazy or nothing. They say he be in the gym like that. It's just some other stuff that go along with growing. His growing pains. I think he'll be fine in the end. In the long run, he'll be all right.
And I do like the progress he's made though, because he's also affecting the game in different ways now. Like, he's rebounding more. He's playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking it personal.
Yeah, he's a plus now every time. Because last year he was a minus when he come in, and he was an anchor holding the team back.
Yeah.
Now, not the case anymore, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean by people need to watch games instead of box score watch.
Yes.
You only watching box score. Oh, he's inefficient. True shooting percentage. Oh my God. Man, get off the gas, bro.
Yeah, because like, I always tell people this too. Like, stats don't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying?
They add context, but they're not everything.
Yeah, you got to watch the game, and like body language means a lot. Like second effort means a lot. Hustling means a lot. So I think he's got it, in those aspects. But he's a kid too, man. So he's going to learn from this.
He's developed his intangibles a lot under Ime Udoka. I think a lot of these guys have. Jabari too. A lot of these guys have developed these intangibles, bro. Especially guys who, like Jalen and Jabari, who were more like focal points, and they never really had to do a whole bunch of the intangibles. They got it now.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get back to your bread and butter. Jabari being a better shooter, Jalen being a better scorer, and we're gonna let the rest, happen however it happens. But I think they'll both be fine in the end, because from all accounts, they hard workers, man. They work hard. They be in the gym. You know what I'm saying? They watch film. You know, they don't cheat the game. All of that. They're coachable, very coachable. You don't see them pouting on the bench when they go sit down when they got to get benched. They be out there cheering the rest of the team like they in the game. Like it's all good.
Yes, sir.
And those are things that is gonna carry them throughout their careers, man. Because you know how to have a bad game. It's one thing to have a bad game, then you don't know how to handle it.
Yep.
You have a bad game, then it snowballs and get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Now you have a bad game, it's just, all right, that happened, let me move on. Had a bad play, had a turnover, a bad shot, I'll move on, I'll do better next time.
Yeah, and that's where Ime comes in and, you know, put the guys on game, let them know, like, look, you might be struggling tonight, but you can still play defense. You know, you can still give 100% on defense. So
yeah, you can still rebound. You can still help get your teammates open. You can set off ball screens.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can direct traffic on offense. You can do a whole bunch of different stuff. It ain't basketball is more than just about putting the ball in the hole, man. I tell everybody, if you want to increase your basketball IQ, when you watch the game, don't watch what's happening with the ball. Watch what's happening off the ball. Yeah. That's where basketball is. The play develops off the ball, not with the ball.
Yeah. You got to see the play before it actually happens.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You see how the defense is playing a certain guy. You know what their tendencies are. Okay, this is the counter. You understand where the counter is supposed to come to. Now, if you're on defense and you know how the other team is going to counter, you more prepared for it, and it makes the offensive player have to second guess. All right, I got this counter, but man, last time I tried this, it was already in the way. All right, they blew that play up. They blew this action up. That's why sometimes when you see an end of the game play, you see why somebody took the wrong person took the shot is because the defense blew the play up.
Yeah,
like the Milwaukee game.
Yeah.
When that bad pass to Alperen Sengun, people's asking why Jalen didn't get the ball. Man, they blew that shit up.
Yeah,
they said, "Oh no, not him. Find somebody else." That's how that works.
And Sengun was open too, so
Sengun, he really could have caught the ball. That was a bad pass from Fred. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why Amen Thompson wasn't the one that threw the pass. That'd have been better because he's taller. Having the shortest guy on the floor, having the inbound. Come on, Ime. He's still young in his coaching game. It's only his third season coaching. People forget.
Yeah.
But ain't no excuses for none of these cats. Coaches, players alike. Ain't no excuse for Rafael Stone either. Ain't no more excuses. We finna call everything like we see it. We're not sugarcoating nothing. We still ride for the team. We still got to call a spade a spade. I ain't gonna look at no orange and bite into it and expect it to taste like a mango. No, that don't work. Yeah, man. Any before we wrap up, man, you got any final thoughts?
No, not really, man. Just looking forward to getting another dub tonight against Portland, a back-to-back home game. Just kind of weird, but I like it because it's in the weekend. So, you know what I'm saying? We've been playing well recently here, so hopefully we can get another dub tonight.
Already, man. Just if y'all can tell, this video is being recorded on before the game on Saturday night on November 23rd, 2024. Yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna drop it, but it's gonna drop. But yeah, man, appreciate you showing some love on the Shootin' Ish podcast on the Rockets Propaganda channel. Please tell the people where they need to find you.
Yes, sir. I'm on Twitter at Ike Cuellar. That's IKECUELLAR. I'm also make sure you guys follow us on Sitting Sideways on Twitter. That's at Sitting Sideways _. Make sure you guys tap in, man. I appreciate you, man, for bringing me on. We need to do this more often, bro.
For sure. We can definitely do that, man. All of them plugs is gonna be in the description box below. Do us both a favor. Don't be a hater your whole life.
Yes.
Hit the like button.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button, because if you're still with us at this point, that means you like what you heard. You like what you see. You appreciate the discourse. So go ahead and let us know that by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, leaving a comment down below. Where did we get wrong? Where were we off? Where were we right? Where do you agree, disagree? Do our heads look funny? Like what? You know, I don't mind being roasted. I don't mind being roasted, man. I like to roast back though. So
yeah,
you gonna come with it. I'm gonna come back at you now.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all sticking with us at this point. This has been the Rockets Propaganda Channel, another episode of the Shootin' Ish podcast, and we out.